It's Tuesday, November 24th, 2 days until Thanksgiving, and MSNBC is trashing one of our most beloved holidays. Welcome back to Bible Bears, everyone. I'm Ryder Cullison. So I've got a story for you from MSNBC. I've got a story from you, a good news story for you coming out of Tennessee, and a not so good news story for you coming out from Canada. Before we get into that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you will be alerted when I post new videos. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And a delightful piece from MSNBC, which I never ever watch. The show, I guess, is called AM Joy, so I guess it's a morning show. They were commenting on Thanksgiving and coronavirus. So basically what they were saying is, hey, coronavirus is rampant everywhere, and we don't want you to travel for Thanksgiving. So the best way to do that is just to trash Thanksgiving. The moderator of the show called Thanksgiving Colonizer Christmas because that's what they saw Thanksgiving as. Just a bunch of colonizers coming, taking over. And then another guy chimed in and he took it even a step further. He said, hey, there were cannibals at Thanksgiving. These people were starving, so anthropological research suggests that there were a number of cannibals there, which I don't think that's true. But anyway, he said, hey, it's pretty strange when we're eating, when we're stuffing ourselves, to think of we're commemorating cannibalism. Where do they go from here? Now, why are they doing this? Well, as I mentioned, they don't want anybody going out for Thanksgiving, and according to them, a survey or whatever suggests that 40% of people still plan to attend a Thanksgiving with 10 or more people. So the CDC or whoever it was says, hey, if you're going to go to Thanksgiving dinner, please keep it to under 10 people so that there isn't a super spreader event. MSNBC doesn't want you contributing to the super spreader event, so the best way is just to destroy Thanksgiving. Don't be fooled here. Every one of these people on this panel are probably going to a Thanksgiving dinner where there are going to be at least 10 or more people, and they aren't going to be wearing masks. At the very least, they aren't going to be wearing their masks while they're chewing, taking it off to take a bite and putting it back on. They don't care about this virus. They aren't living in fear. They're going to be digging into their turkey legs and telling you to stay home and stay scared and stay isolated while they go out and drink wine and eat brie and stuff their faces with oysters and corn pudding and macaroni and cheese and green beans and all the good stuff. Listen, you have a lot to be thankful for. Go out, spend time with your families. Love on them. They need your love. They need your encouragement. Thank God for all the many blessings that you have. Don't listen to these people on TV because, I don't even have to give you a reason why. They're just ridiculous. That's why. Don't buy into it. Okay, now for some good news. There's a Tennessee law banning abortions on the basis of race, sex, or a prenatal discovery which may indicate that the child is with Down syndrome. This law was blocked by a court, but now a federal appeals court has ruled, no, we're not allowing that. We're putting a stay on that, so there is still a ban in place for terminating pregnancies on the basis of race, sex, or if the child is discovered to have Down syndrome. The Republican governor of Tennessee, his name is Bill Lee, he applauded the decision, stating that every life is precious. I actually find this crazy because we knew in the U.S. that at least 65% of children who are discovered to have Down syndrome in the womb, those pregnancies are terminated. We know those numbers are higher in Europe, but I didn't even know there was a consideration to abort a pregnancy based on the race or sex of a child. That's absolutely horrific. So I guess the assumption is you wanted a girl and the child's a boy, so you abort the baby on the basis of that? Is that not horrid? Or maybe based on race. So I guess that we're talking about relationships where there's two ethnicities and you get pregnant with the other person's child and you don't really like that. What is this all about? This decision by the federal court, it was only blocked by a 2-1 decision. Two of the judges were Republican, one was Democrat. So I don't know the intricacies here. I don't know why anybody would oppose this. You know, I thought that was good news, but I guess it's not good news. It's good news that the ban is in place. It's bad news that America has sunk so low as to consider abortions for everything. Everything. Now, here's some other news. A 90-year-old woman in Ontario last month, when she saw on the news that there was another round of lockdowns approaching, she decided she would rather be euthanized than undergo another round of lockdowns. She lives in a residence home, a long-term care facility. She's not out rock climbing. She can't go to the movies, obviously. She can't drive around and visit her relatives. She's 9 years old. She relies on social interactions. These lockdowns come. She's basically confined to her room. She can't really go anywhere. Maybe she can go somewhere within the facility, but social interaction is limited. She relies on the interactions that she has with her loved ones. And when the lockdowns came again, she said, no, I can't go through it again. Dr. Samir Sinha, he's the director of geriatrics at Sinai Hospital. He said the restrictions, especially for the elderly, go way too far. And he said, and he talks to many of them, he said the prevailing thought among many of them is that the only right they have left is to die on their own terms. Is that not sad? I mean, what's going on? But it's not just happening in Canada either. In Belgium, there was a recent report by the affiliate of Amnesty International, which showed that during Belgium's first wave of COVID, when 11,500 people died, 6,500 of them were residents living in nursing homes or long-term care facilities. See, what happened was, when hospitals started becoming overrun, only half of the elderly people that required hospitalization were taken to the hospitals. The other half were just left to die. But if they are to die, then let them die and decrease the surplus population. I love Charles Dickens. But that sentiment from the Christmas Carol applies here. If they are to die, let them die and decrease the surplus population, right? Elderly people are expendable. What do they contribute to society anymore? Can they work in factories? Can they build automobiles? Can they treat other people? Are they even in entertainment anymore? We're just spending all these resources and money on them to keep them alive when there's kids that have these kids only have a 99.998% chance of survival. Those kids need the hospital beds, not these elderly people. I mean, their time is done. Get rid of them. Put them on the raft, shoot a flaming arrow into it, give them a Viking burial, right? Send them to the other side, I say. One has to wonder if that is a sentiment shared among many people in this world. So many of the elites worry about population control. Is this what's going on? I'm not getting into conspiracy theory here stuff, but certainly it seems that in some cultures, the elderly are expendable. Now in Belgium, euthanasia is a big thing. They keep, year after year, they keep it kind of expanding the scope of who is permitted to willingly die on their own terms. That's something that's going to start gaining traction in the U.S. because it's already started in Oregon. Surprise, surprise. And often what happens is when things that are grotesque that become popular in Europe eventually spill over here, and vice versa. We just like to share all this bad stuff. Anyway, guys, listen. Thanksgiving's 2 days away. We have a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot of bad stuff going on with the election. People want a Trump, and it doesn't look like he's going to be in, but maybe he's going to be in if they really release the Kraken. But is there really a Kraken? Then you got all these crazy prophecies saying that he's going to be in, but it doesn't look like they're coming true. And then you got COVID, and they're doing something like 2 million tests a day, and so the rates keep going up, and everybody's shaking in fear, even though nobody really needs to be afraid, because even the politicians and the lawmakers, they're walking around without masks on. We know this is all just a social power grab, but despite all that, who is still in the driver's seat? God. We can be thankful for the food that we have. We can be thankful that we still have the right to vote. We can be thankful that we still have the right to assemble. We can be thankful that we still have the rights to free speech. These are things that we need to appreciate. We need to give thanks for. Don't let anyone ever tell you to stop giving thanks for these things. Be thankful for your loved ones. Be thankful for your vehicles and the water that you have and the cranberry sauce and the stuffing and the turkey. Be thankful for it all. Meet with your loved ones. Celebrate with them. Bow your heads. Pray to God. Thank Him for His goodness. And do it. Even if you don't feel thankful, do it just because it's going to make someone else who doesn't want you to be thankful to God cry. Guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Put your comments below. I'd love to hear from you on anything from the Tennessee law to whether elderly people are expendable, or if you just want to comment on what you are thankful for this Thanksgiving, put that in the comments below. I love to hear from you. All the viewers love to hear from you. I want to tell you, not only that I love you, but I want you to have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Rather than telling you stay safe, I'm going to tell you to stay brave. Stay brave, America. God bless you. Have a wonderful holiday.